All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Legend of the Three Kingdoms. And this is where I start realizing that I really need to make a custom overlay for this that has the name of the game in the upper left-hand corner like my other one, so that I don't actually have to. I literally just had a moment where I'm like, what do I call this again? So this is one of my custom D&D campaigns that I can't remember the name of because my memory is shot. And the people below me are the people that are crazy enough to let me have the lives of their characters in my hand and solve everything with fire. You know, that's how it works. So, yeah, let's just get right into this because I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to remember where we are in 20 minutes. It has been a long day, folks. So, to kind of bring us all back to what has happened most recently, you guys finally had the confrontation with Mordecai, the leader of the mercenaries. Wow, that mic. Normally my mic is not visible in my screen, and I'm like in a total weird place too. Why is my camera so weird? You guys finally had the confrontation with the mercenaries. Your planning worked relatively well. You were able to either scare off or kill the majority of the enemies. It looks like they took out one of the buildings. The inn looks pretty much to be past the point of repair. But the other two buildings seem to be in a place or the other three buildings actually seem to be in a place where they're not completely destroyed. Overall, it looked like a victory. Mordecai turned into a swarm of locusts. That's always a good thing. And you guys were getting ready to, throw a victory party, relax. And suddenly the air started to kind of hum, and the smell of ozone kind of filled all of your noses as this tear in the fabric of reality just kind of appeared in front of you. And you saw one giant flaming fist emerge from it, and then another, and this creature pulled itself through this tear in the fabric of reality and landed in the middle of town. And the sky itself now has started to change as well. You can see storm clouds coming around, but instead of kind of the dark bluish black that you're used to seeing them, they have this very strange kind of red tint to them. You can see little bits of fire just kind of exploding and appearing out of nowhere and then disappearing just as quickly as they did. The ground itself changes from the kind of packed dirt road that you guys were used to dealing with to this kind of craggy, molten landscape with cracks that look like they have molten lava just underneath it and little bouts of steam bursting forth from them. And as you guys can see the creature itself, where at first it looked just to be this huge fire being, you can see it now start to cool a little bit, and you can see there's still fire all over it, but the being itself is partially humanoid shaped, roughly about 10 or 15 feet tall, and it seems to be made of a combination of pure kind of fire plasma combinations and then lava and rock. It is technically bipedal. There are two things that are on the ground, but it seems to have four arms and this face that keeps shifting around and just looks unnatural in every sense of the word. And I would really like for everyone to roll initiative for me.
Oh.
Fitting. As Henri's about to crap his pants, that I roll a natural 1. So
I should
that one out of the
probably
way.
get my dice out so I can roll.
Oh, at least it's 1 plus Dex.
Not you too.
No, I'm fine.
I was about to say, I may not have to worry about rolling too much. Okay, now I have to actually open the book to the page.
He didn't by chance kill the direct sunlight in the sky, did he?
It's dark now.
Oh.
But there is, the sky is no longer, like, you can't see the sun right now, but the ground is glowing. So,
Okay.
Henri doesn't
you're
care
not
about
technically in direct sunlight right now. And we will leave it at that.
that. Henri is happy.
I don't have disadvantage. I'm so happy.
Argento, what you got?
19.
That doesn't sound like a natural one. Vala, what you got?
13.
Say it again.
13.
Cool. Commander?
22.
Cool. Henri?
4.
Even cooler. Prior?
21.
Damn. Lillian?
17.
You could have just stopped at the 7. I'm just saying.
I mean, single digits are lonely.
17.
All right. So, it is time for some cool stuff to happen. We're going to start out with the Commander. Commander, you have seen this strange creature come out. And again, it looks mostly bipedal. It's got 4 arms, 2 sets of arms on either side of its body. And then a head-like thing, but you see no face. It's just lava and rocks seem to be moving constantly, and the shape of the body seems to change depending on what it wants. So knowing that, and the ground beneath you seems to be just about ready to spew lava and all these other strange things, what do you want to do?
Is the spots that are going to explode, is it right underneath me? Where I can run away from them, or is it kind of just general area?
There are cracks going through the ground itself has changed. It's a combination of volcanic rock and then these cracks that are emitting heat and light. That the light is bright enough that you can't actually look into it and see what's creating the light. And then every so often you'll see bouts of steam. But you don't actually see any lava right now.
Okay.
So you
if
probably
I'm
don't want to
standing-
stand, spread eagle on either side of one of these rifts for too long,
Oh, no.
unless you
exactly.
really don't care about reproducing. But other than that, you don't sense an immediate danger from any of the cracks. Like literally, the entire ground in about 100-foot radius from where that tear happened has turned into this craggy, volcanic craziness.
How far away am I from him, or it, right now?
How far away from you, from Mordecai, were you? Did you get up close with him, or were you pretty far away?
We left off. He had just appeared, so I would say...
Did you
Word.
make a melee attack against him is all I want to know.
No.
Cool. Then let's say you're about 30 feet away, because that's where
Okay.
the rest of the guard, which, by the way, when the lava creature came through, you're relatively certain all the training you gave these guys kind of went out the window. They have gone into defensive stance, and you do not think they will be helping much in this fight.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They were trained they were trained to fight mercenaries, not lava creatures.
I would like to use my movement to move another 30 feet away and not stand over a crack,
Okay.
and hold my attack until he does something.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
I've already reloaded, so no, I'm good.
Right. We're gonna go to Briar. Briar, what would you like to do?
Run away. No. I'm also going
Hi,
to
Patwick.
move away 30 feet.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. As you do that, the creature looks at you as you move 30 feet away. And as you cast the invisibility, he seems to still focus on you. Or it seems to still focus on you.
Son of a biscuit eater. Alright.
Do you move after? Like, do you use all of your movement before you cast invisibility, or?
I would say I went half and then cast and then half again.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Argenta.
I believe I'm 15 feet away because I got I skid back when the thing opened up.
Yeah. You got thrown back a little bit. We're able to get to your feet
Yeah.
before initiative started. But there's a
So-
giant lava creature in front of you. He doesn't look happy. He doesn't really look like... It's hard to read him. He may... You don't know. He may be here to have a philosophical debate. You're not sure.
I'm going
He's got one of those
to.
faces it's real hard to read. And by hard to read, I mean non-existent.
I'm going to back up.
Okay.
How far is my movement? 40 feet,
Okay.
and pull out my short bow, and I have an arrow knot holding my action. See what happens.
Okay.
Any aggressive move, and I'll fire.
Gotcha. Seems like Lillian's next.
Would I recognize it as either Fey, Fiend, or a dog?
It is not Fey, Fiend, or Undead. Again, this whole process seems familiar to you, but it was an extremely different experience the last time this happened.
Yeah.
There's a lot more fire involved in this one. I'm just putting this out there. I'm not saying that this is what your character has to think. Valet does use a lot of fire. So if you want to put those dots, if you want to connect those dots as your DM, I wouldn't stop you. Yeah, fire's the answer to everything. Let's see how the DM deals with that.
The people we played, how far am I from the nearest group?
They booked. They are behind
Oh.
buildings and things like that. You guys are alone with this creature. Yeah, a giant lava hand coming out of a rift in reality. Surprisingly enough, motivates people to leave.
Yeah.
Even the rogues that just finished killing the guy are gone.
Yeah, I'm going to ask for number one.
No, they didn't need your help in this particular
Yeah,
instance. They your training paid off.
I get back about 30 minutes so.
You would have been in the same boat as Argenta since you were so close to Mordecai, and this happened literally where Mordecai fell. So you were about 15 feet away from him at the start of your turn.
Oh. Yeah, but I always have I think I get back and would
You can try and hide behind one of the buildings. The buildings are still there. They're kind of cattywampus right now because the ground beneath them has kind of shifted and moved. But you can duck behind a quarter. Okay. You're able to get to a corner, to where if the creature didn't move from where he is, you would probably have half cover from him. That brings us to Vala.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll up my sleeves.
And try to ask it out on a date.
and cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay. As you sit there and you focus on the power granted to you, you start to feel the air around you chill, and the creature itself hisses and looks at you and extends a hand, and all the frost disappears.
Okay. I'll just be like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
He
Friend.
seems upset.
I
Seems upset.
I sincerely apologize. I want you to know that you feel like a kindred spirit to myself. I, too, love fire. What brings you to this neck of the woods?
It hisses.
I apologize and will see myself out. And I back up 30 feet.
Okay.
Just constantly bowing.
Cool. It is... Seeing as the person that looks the most calm and the person with the weirdest thing pointed at him is the commander. I need... Oh, I have to look this up.
Bye, guys.
You know, what if burning all those tents was like the right coordinates to activate a
summoned
summoning
this
ritual?
creature.
Yeah, we just helped them along.
I just aided it by casting fly.
It was my plan all along.
I need a wisdom saving throw from you, Commander.
Oh, goody. Okay. Boy.
No, wait a minute.
Oh.
No. Actually, no. Yeah, give me the wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 12.
The creature extended its hands for you, and you see two openings in its head region appear, and you see these burning orbs of light that seem to look deep inside of you. And you can feel your brain getting a little bit fuzzy, and then suddenly, as you look around, you see this creature in a different light. You get the feeling that you've known this creature forever, that this creature is benevolent, that it's here to help you. But all of these other strange looking creatures, it also looks completely natural to you. But all these other strange looking creatures with their strange coverings of their bodies and this weird stuff growing out of their head and some of their faces, they seem alien to you. And you hear in your head, "Kill them." And I am going to roll a die. And the one that you find first is Henri seems to be the most dangerous. So I would like you to take that attack action that you prepared
Oh,
and
great.
use it on Henri.
Oh, boy. Okay. So that's 2 full attacks. Well,
You're probably gonna hit. Spoiler.
yeah, 23 on the first one.
Yeah, that hits.
14 on the second one.
That still hits.
Dang it. Crap. Okay.
So Henri, this may be the first time you've seen the commander use this item effectively.
Hey, come on now.
Well, I can't
just
remember. I can't remember if you actually shot.
Yeah, I had him at
Did
least
you?
twice,
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
So now you know how Mordecai felt.
He just hates
Uh,
his roommate. I understand.
When I-
let's see.
When I see it extend its hand toward the commander and then he fires at Henri, I'm firing at the creature.
Okay, let's resolve the commander first, and then
Question: Does
Sure.
Commander count as undead?
I will leave that to the commander to inform you.
'Cause
Commander,
then
are you
may not
undead?
attack me.
No. No, I am not. I'm sorry. And I'm also sorry for the damage because I rolled really high. That's 23 total.
Yeah, I'm sitting at 20 hit points now. No big deal.
So you guys watch as the commander, his eyes start to glow with this kind of fire, and he just very casually turns around, has this look of pure hatred on his face, and unloads 2 shots into Henri. As that happens, Argenta,
22 for both rolls.
22 is actually too high. You are no longer allowed to roll. Where is your? Yes, there we go. Yes, that actually does. That works.
Okay, so he takes a total. Well, he takes 8 damage for the first shot and 6 damage for the second shot.
So it's a grand total of 20. No, it's a grand total of 14. Dear
Yeah.
God. Math is hard, kids. Stay in school. Cool. Seems, the 2 arrows, pierce the kind of molten outer layer of the creature, and you watch them, after they pierce in, it kind of screams out in pain a little bit. And then you watch as the arrows themselves just continue to seek in, burst into flames, and vanish. Or the bolts.
No
And
concentration
it looks
check.
at you.
Oh no.
So that was your reaction. The creature itself has just used its action. And it doesn't have a bonus action right now that it wants to use. So... It's good. It's just going to stand there scowling at you all. Henri, you have holes in you. You are holy.
And I'm noticing a lack of healing potions in my inventory. Lovely.
Yeah. You
Okay.
guys haven't been paid for this yet?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well,
And they
A
didn't
little
have a
pissed
whole
off.
lot of potion making here in town.
I'm going, since I'm 30 feet away as is, I'm going to... Is there any way I can get out of Commander's eye shot by moving another 30 feet away?
From
I'm
where
more
you were
scared of
before,
him.
because you used to be in the doorway.
No,
of-
I went to the, near where the pit was, because I cast Fear on a bunch of the melee guys.
Oh yeah. Then no. There's no way in in just 30 feet, you can do that. In 60 feet, you can duck behind a building.
I don't want to waste a spell just to get 60 feet.
You
I
can
guess I'm just
dash
gonna.
to do that too.
Yeah, I guess I'll dash and then.
You don't have to cast a spell to do that.
And then I'll just, since I can't really do much for a bonus action because I don't want to right now, I'll just duck and pray Commander doesn't see me.
Okay. So you technically have full cover from him right now because you were on the opposite side of the field and you have a building in between you two.
Okay.
That can change very quickly. That brings us back to the top of the order. Commander, you've been given the order to kill them. However, you still are in control of your body. You just feel an extreme compulsion to follow that order. So I will allow you to decide how you follow that order.
Okay.
The way the spell works, it takes actions for me to physically control you, whereas I can give you commands for free. So,
There's and just to make sure, there's no concentration check you had to make.
oh shit!
Right,
I didn't
Adam?
even think about that. I don't know if it is concentration. It is, so I should probably make some concentration checks. However, this particular creature is remarkably good at it. So,
Oh boy.
Yeah, high constitution, I'm sure.
It's just DC 10 for both rolls.
are you fucking kidding me?
Oh no.
Oh, no way.
No, she's actually going. He actually is going to decide to succeed
Oh,
Legendary
Oh.
resistances. Oh, no.
because it's a con save.
All right.
So no, you're still. So the way this works is you consider them a friend. You consider any commands that they give you as you have to complete this command. You have no
Yeah.
choice. And you understand completely that when when the creature said kill them, he meant your party members. So
Yeah.
those are your limitations. Beyond that, you are allowed to act however you feel would be the best way to complete that.
Well, the best way to do it would be to deal the most damage, so I'll stick what I was doing, I guess. I'll aim for your choice to whoever next, I guess. If you want to roll for it, or...
Sure, I can roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't see her, so you can't shoot her. Unless you happen to magically have the ability to see invisible people.
Oh, no.
Argenta seems like a really good target to you.
No.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I rolled for Briar, but I'm like, she's invisible. You can't shoot her. Well, you can. You just have a really hard time doing it.
Yeah.
And technically, the last place you saw her isn't where she is right now.
Okay. So 2 shots, because there's the last 2 on this one. Really? It's 13 plus... That's 21.
Okay.
Ooh, and 13.
That misses.
Hate you so much.
I'm so sorry.
I was waiting for the crit.
Sorry.
Our own little Percy.
So, 1 hit.
Oh, cool. 1 damage, so 5 total.
I got them both at Gracie.
Henri, not Henri, you see the commander kind of turn. Again, his eyes are literally burning. Turns towards you, Argenta, and fires a shot that grazes your shoulder, and you feel just this burning sensation as it goes. You've never been shot before. And the second one just barely goes over your head and misses you slightly. Anything else you want to do with your turn, Commander?
I can't... Is reload still an action, correct?
Yeah, it requires an action to reload at this level. You eventually
Okay.
get a quick reload, I think.
Yeah, I just want to double check. No, that's it.
On FYI, if you didn't know, Mercer released an update to the class like a couple months ago.
Oh, I didn't know that. No,
Yeah, so you may want to re-download. It's version like 1.3 or something.
we'll do.
Cool. That brings us to Briar.
So I probably see that the commander's going after his people, right?
It's hard to miss someone
Yeah.
when every time they attack, they make this thunderous sound.
Okay.
Gunshots are not quiet. And
Am
he
I-
has yet to invent the suppressor.
Yeah.
Am I within 30 feet of him?
I'd say since you ran away, you're more like 45 feet. Because you guys have all basically been spreading out
Yeah.
since the beginning,
right.
so...
In that case, I'm going to sacrifice my invisibility spell and shoot the commander with my hand crossbow, hoping that damage will break the spell.
Totally. That's Final Fantasy thought process. They get confused. You hit them.
You shoot them.
Exactly. Violence is always the answer.
Or fire.
Stay in the school, kids.
So that's a natural 20.
But okay, so
Shit.
it's at disadvantage because of range, but it's at advantage because of invisibility. So she's not sneak attacking you.
Thanks, Argenta.
Yes, unfortunately, you won't get sneak attack.
That's fine. I don't want to kill him yet.
No.
And that's 10 damage?
Okay.
Commander, you feel a crossbow bolt get... What do you wear for armor, Commander?
It's the leather, just regular leather armor and a
Okay.
leather overcoat or trench coat, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah. So you have a brown coat and everything. So you feel, as you're sitting there brandishing your gun, you feel in your lower back something pierce through your coat and just get you right in the lower back, and you can feel a crossbow bolt there. And you get this brief moment of clarity where something seems wrong, and I need another wisdom saving throw from you.
Okay.
The last one went really well.
19.
And that brief bit of clarity is enough to kind of get you back to where you were before, and you no longer feel a compulsion to kill these people, and you realize that the monster does not look normal. It looks like a crazy lava monster.
Yay, I did something good!
I'll pull the bolt out and look at it, and realizing it's Breacher, I was like, "Thanks," and
Welcome!
throw it back if she needs it.
I do, I'm broke, thank you.
You can't throw a crossbow bolt 45 feet, sorry.
I just meant like throw it 10 feet away from me.
Oh, you just kind of throw it. Your blood is on it.
Yeah, no, reuse it. Go for it.
So anything else you want to do, Preach?
I'm gonna now just keep moving away from our new Lord and Savior, the Fire King.
Gotcha. You can duck behind a building with your movement, seeing as you didn't move forward at all.
That is a genius idea, and I would like to do that.
Okay, so you duck behind a building,
And I start crying. Just
and you
kidding.
start crying. Okay. That brings us to Argenta. You have a graze wound,
Yeah,
but the commander's eyes are no longer on fire.
I'm gonna just like feel the
The
wound.
gun is still pointed at you because he hasn't quite made that connection yet.
yeah.
But his eyes aren't on fire anymore, and he's not looking at you. He looked at Preach for a little bit.
The blood pumping from all the wounds that I've taken throughout this, because I do have arrows sticking out of me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to rage and shoot at the creature again.
Now, rage damage and things like
Yeah.
that
I
only
know.
counts on might. Not might. Sorry, that's the wrong system.
Strength. I know.
Okay,
This is
just
this
making
is
sure.
this is a survival rage.
Gotcha.
So
So Argenta just screams out. Muscles start pulsing. Does a
I like to think it's
total
a crying
Scorpion
scream.
King pull back of the bow.
a 7 and a 20.
Well, the 7 misses. The 20 hits.
He takes another 6 points of damage. And then is there like a corner I can get behind, or
You technically were running towards the inn that is collapsing, so you don't really have anything other than a collapsing inn to hide behind.
all right?
So you're a little more out in the open.
Yeah, so I'm just there then.
Okay. You're not going to move forward or anything?
Let's move. How far? I'm 55 feet away. Let's move 15 feet forward.
Okay. That brings us to Lillian.
And how far away would you say I am? About
Did you move back before?
45? Yeah.
So you'd be 45 because you used your full movement. The creature hasn't felt the need to move yet.
I will. I will fire back for out. Yeah.
Okay.
20, not 12.
The bolt sinks into the flesh of the creature, or the lava of the creature.
And that will be only 3 damage.
You guys are rolling super well on your damage.
Yeah.
Apparently, you only roll good damage rolls when you're firing against Henri.
Yeah.
And then I
anything else you
go
wanna do?
back.
You
Then
tuck
I
back.
go back to the more here.
Okay.
Sorry, Henri.
That brings us to Vala.
I think fire might not be the answer in this case.
Mm,
Fire.
What? No fire?
For it is, but not for you.
So-
Fire.
First, I would like to. I assume I'm within like 60 feet of Henri.
I was 60 feet away from the creature.
Technically, you aren't, and he has full cover from all of you because he was technically on the other side of the creature. He's behind a building, so
Okay.
you can't see him.
You're probably within 60 feet of me, and I look fucked up.
In that case, I will cast Cure Wounds on Argenta.
So as you run over to Argenta and you place your hands, you start feeling the healing powers that you have used many, many times before just start flowing from you into Argenta. And then the creature looks at you and points, and nothing happens.
Creature hates you. Commander hates me. What else can we get going here?
All right then. In that case, I'll just say, Argenta, go kick his ass, and a little bit of harmony thrown in for inspiration.
Oh,
No.
okay. I'm bardically inspired. I'll put that dice here to remember that.
That's okay. We'll see who's laughing in a minute.
Tasha's hideous laughter. I mean, anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'll just stand there and start racking my brain. Like, if I can't do fire, what can I do? What can I do?
Okay. The creature moves 30 feet towards Vala and Argenta.
Okay.
Yeah, and it looks at you, Argenta, and again, it almost looks like these two holes appear in its head-like area. You see these burning orbs that burn deep into your soul, and I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Fuck you.
Dirty 20 means not
That's
natural.
a 5th level spell that just got wasted.
18 plus 2.
You're oh, and you would have had advantage on it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. The only reason Commander didn't get advantage on it is because nobody had actually attacked the creature yet. So I made the executive decision that you guys weren't actually fighting it.
Oh, that's
Because
fair.
nobody had. You
That's-
guys all were like, "I'll wait and see." So I'm like, "No,
I
you're
had
not
the same-
fighting."
I had the exact same thought.
I went, "No, you're not fighting. You don't get it." So that was a wasted spell. But he's now about
10 feet away.
yeah. You can feel like waves of heat kind of coming off of this creature, to the point that you're not 100% certain you want to get too close to it, but you're not sure. Yeah, just had to check my stat block specifically to see how true that statement was. Yeah, it seems warm, not overly hot.
So it's not. I don't feel danger because I have danger sense.
You'll find out once it gets closer.
Oh dear.
As of right now, it's just warm.
Okay.
The ambient temperature of the air has risen since it's gotten closer. That's all it can do, because the bastard... You're not supposed to make... You're dumb. Where did you get a wisdom saving throw that high?
I have a wisdom of 14 and an int of 10.
I gotta get a dominate person that doesn't use wisdom. I thought you were the dumb one. I should have gone for Vala.
I have advantage on saving throws.
Oh,
against
yeah, because you're an elf.
Also, I have no more spells left, so I've got one.
He's been counterspelling you all day.
Henri.
Since I was 60 feet away and he moved 30, he's still 90 feet away, right?
Correct.
Good. That's just at the cusp of hex, so I'm gonna hex him.
Okay, you can pick a skill or an ability score.
We'll say strength.
Choose
Why not?
Constitution. There aren't any Constitution checks
Hey,
in the game of 5th edition. My favorite thing in the world is to listen to people go, "Yeah, Constitution." There are no Constitution-based skills.
I'll hex him and then I'll just Eldritch Blast.
There's less. Okay. So you lean out. What do you use again as your focus? It's a necklace thing, right?
Yeah, it's my holy
Okay.
symbol.
Gotcha.
The first one is a 19 to hit, unless I have disadvantage.
No, you have no disadvantage.
Okay.
However, yeah, this makes sense. As you fire it, the creature holds up its arm, and its arm one of its arms kind of morphs and changes into this relatively large shield that just deflects your first Eldritch Blast.
Okay, well, here's hoping the second one hits at a 21.
He's so preoccupied with the first one that you're able to get the second one in just barely.
Okay. Then that's woohoo! 6 points. 5 plus 1.
Plus hex?
Plus Hex.
That was the hex. Was the 1. I don't have con to my Eldritch Blast.
Ha! Ha! What, it was 6, you said?
Yeah. 5 force and 1 necrotic, if that matters.
If it makes you feel better, you can call the creature Henri. I mean, apparently Henri is the only one that people actually roll damage for, so...
No, this is just going to be for fun. Its name is Henri. Okay, that was like double digits. Screw off.
Yeah. Henri the Lava Beast.
And I'm going to duck again.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know commanders himself.
No, you don't. You missed that part. You just have 2 bullets lodged in you. That brings us back up to Commander.
Henri, can I get those bullets back? I'm kidding.
I'm running
Am
low.
Yeah. Am I close to a building? I can't remember exactly where I'm at on the field.
Technically the closest building to you is the same one Argenta is near. You're just at opposite ends of the tavern that is burning down. With a double move, you could probably make it to the the temple. That would be the closest building to you right now.
So there's no chance of getting behind any kind of cover with the tavern?
You could hide behind, again, because the tavern is burning.
Yeah.
You can attempt to hide behind pieces of it and stuff like that. You open yourself up to the risk of things falling on you, is all.
Okay, that's fair enough.
If you want to do that, you can. You've seen burning buildings enough to know that as they burn, they fall.
Gravity has a thing, yeah.
Yeah. You don't even need an apple.
Yeah, right.
If you want, you can still go on shooting your party members.
I don't do that, actually, because I have bullets. I can't do that.
You can reload and then shoot the lava beast once.
I'm actually going to... I can't do that, because it's full action.
No, it's not. It's an attack roll.
I believe your
to reload.
To reload, I believe your reload takes an attack. So since you have 2 attacks, when you take the attack action,
I thought it was the full action of the attack was the reload.
For right now, I'm going to say it takes 1 of your attacks to reload.
Okay.
All
right.
I have to look at the thing to know for sure, but it's buried in a folder somewhere. So
yeah, and that's how I remember Percy doing it.
Yeah, for the rest of this, it is an attack.
Oh, okay, cool.
Since you have multi-attack, you can reload and still take a shot if you want it.
Then I will reload and take 1 shot.
Okay.
And just for fun, I would like to do this. I would like to burn my last grit and try and get an advantage.
Okay. So you sit there and you square up, going full Malcolm Reynolds, shoot right down the barrel.
That is a 20, not natural.
It hits. He brings up his shield to block it, and it just goes through the shield, and you see it pierce the molten flesh of this creature. Roll damage.
Sweet. That's...
Man, this thing could use a higher armor class.
11 points of damage.
That's actual real damage.
Yes.
And then...
It seems less than pleased with you.
As my bonus action, I would like to burn my second wind, because I am running really low.
Okay.
Plus the level, that's... Oh, cool, I'm double digits. Okay, and that's my turn.
Cool. That brings us to Briar.
Okay.
Behind the building.
From my hiding place, I'm going to cast Chill Touch
Okay.
on Lava Dude.
Does necrotic
Don't
damage,
fail.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Don't let me down, dice. That's a natural 19 plus 6.
Okay.
Damage is 10. because I suck at damage.
So you guys watch as can you cast? I believe. What's the range on Chill Touch? I thought it was only like 60 feet.
120.
120. Ignore what I'm saying. You can totally get him. Yeah, you guys watch as Briar just extends her hand, and this ghostly hand goes out and grabs on to the creature and just kind of passes through it. And the creature howls in agony and anger.
Woo!
Cool. Anything else you want to do?
Nope.
All right, that brings us to Argenta. You have a friend.
Yeah,
getting
he's like
closer.
He's like 10 feet away.
You can feel the love in his heart, warming your heart and face, and the ground he's standing on.
Do his arms look big enough to hit me from here?
Make a perception check.
23. Dice like me today.
So his body doesn't stay in one shape. So guessing what his reach is and things like that is remarkably more difficult than like just gauging a weapon's reach. You think there's enough of him there that if he changed his body into like a tentacle or something, he could hit you, but you also haven't seen him do that, so you don't know if it's possible.
Okay.
So the answer, the short answer is you got no fucking clue.
I have one idea that's stupid, and I have another idea that's possibly stupid. Which one should I pick?
If you go a turn without taking damage or making a strength-based attack, I think, or is it just an attack? You lose your rage. Oh, it's just an attack? Okay.
What I am going to do, because Vala is right there, I'm going to run up. I'm going to jump and shoulder check him and try and shove him into the earth.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
He does have disadvantage on strength checks.
I don't think it's really going to matter. Yeah. What'd you get?
With advantage, nat 20 for 29 total.
That's hilarious. You take 1 fire damage because you are going skin to skin with him.
Yeah.
Taking him down, but you're able to knock him prone.
And then I take my flail, and I'm going to bring it down onto him.
Okay.
So at
So does that mean
advantage...
because you had your bow out, does that mean you're dropping the bow? So
Yeah,
you can,
I dropped it when I went to shoulder check
Okay.
it.
So your shoulder's a little bit singed.
17 plus 6 is 23.
That hits as well.
D8.
Tries to bring the shield around, but he's on the ground. He's prone, so you do have advantage.
Yeah, I rolled a
All right,
14 to 17.
just making sure.
So damage is 5, 3, 4, 10 bludgeoning.
10 bludgeoning? Okay. Y'all may live to regret that.
Yeah.
And as you hit him, it is very, very hot, being close enough to hit him, not enough to burn you.
Okay.
You think again, if your bare skin touches him, you're going to take more damage.
Gotcha. That's my turn, though.
Okay. That brings us down to Lillian.
Okay, so we're moving as well. How far away was he?
He moved laterally to you, so he's about 5 feet closer to you than he was before, because it wasn't directly laterally, but. Yep.
There were we're all firemen go at him.
Okay.
Hello, me. Yeah, that was a 4, so
Misses. Argenta has to move back a little bit as a crossbow bolt barely misses her.
yeah, I just stay where I am.
Okay. Vala. You have a friend. He's fallen over. You can feel the warmth of his love radiating from him.
You're also muted, Bella.
And normally I would enjoy that love, but I'm not quite feeling it at this point.
I just said you're feeling it. You're just not. You're ignoring your heart. Don't ignore your heart. Follow your heart.
I'm not going to ignore my heart. I'm going to follow my heart right up to him and cast Witch Bolt.
Gonna cast Witch Bolt. Cool. As you do that and start concentrating, for some odd reason you can't concentrate. Oh shit! No, he can't actually. Because shield is a reaction. Okay.
So
you need to make an attack roll. Technically, it's a ranged attack.
Yes.
So you technically have disadvantage 2 different ways. 1, he's prone. 2, you're right next to him. So it'll still be disadvantage.
Even if I didn't knock him over.
Awesome. I'm gonna guess that 11 does not hit.
You sit there, you fire this kind of bolt of lightning, Emperor Palpatine style. So be it, Jedi. He just deflects it with his shield.
But it's still there, so that I could try it again next turn.
I believe you have to hit with it in order for the concentration to work.
Correct my energy lancer.
It says I'd have to look up the spell,
Right.
but I believe for the concentration to work, you have to actually hit with it.
A beam of crackling blue energy laces out toward a creature within range, forming a sustained art of lightning between you and the target. Make a ranged spell attack against that creature. On a hit, the target takes 1d12 lightning damage, and on each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically. Got it.
Yeah. So the "and" in there means you have to have hit with it in order to.
And I wouldn't have to make successive rolls,
Yeah.
but got it. Okay.
Is that the end?
Can I use a bonus action to cast a spell?
Since you
Which
already
bolt?
cast a spell, it would need to be
No.
a cantrip.
Yep, never mind.
Okay.
I have no more spell slots. Okay. That ends my turn.
All right. Vala, Argenta. Commander's a little far away. Henri he can't see. Briar's too far away. Lilian's too far away. So yeah, it's just going to be Vala and Argenta. I need dexterity saving throws.
Okay. Okay.
What do you got, Argenta?
Because of danger sense, 21.
Okay. And he
20.
stood up before he did this.
Okay.
Okay, so you both are going to take half of this. The creature slams the ground, and the cracks that you guys have seen, you watch a crack form right underneath you and spiral out, forming this 60-foot long pattern and fire shoots up from these cracks right underneath you two. And technically, yeah, actually, I could get the commander because it goes out 60. No, it's not. It's going to just encircle him.
Huh?
You don't have
know
to
what
worry,
I'm saying.
Commander.
Encircle me, what? Okay, never mind.
Not encircle you. It's going to encircle him.
Oh, sorry, misunderstood.
As I jump away, I yell, "That's a neat trick!"
27 halved for both Argenta and Vala. Fire damage as the fire engulfs you and you just still feel flames. You are currently inside a wall of flame.
Is that 13 or 14?
Always round down.
I am on the brink.
The rest of you guys, there is a 20-foot high wall of fire that is completely blocking your view of this creature. That ends his turn.
Okay.
Henri.
I need to. I assume I need visual for Toll the Dead.
Yeah, for most spells you have to be able to see them. So, unless you either find a way to get rid of the wall of fire or go through it, you're gonna have issues.
Yeah, no, I don't. Unless I would still take an action, but I don't trust my climbing skills with a negative strength modifier. So I guess.
Oh, that is a good idea. Wow.
I guess
I
I'll.
think I know what you're doing, and it's a brilliant idea.
Because I still have inspiration from when I gave him the flying, so I guess I'll use that if I need to.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and climb the building so I get some kind of visual.
Okay, it's a strength athletics check. I am going to say, no. Okay, go ahead.
Wow. Okay. Might not need it. So 17 minus 1, so 16.
It's hard because you really don't have a whole lot to climb on. But you are able to get yourself up to a slightly higher vantage point than you were before. It takes the entirety of your movement to do that. And you have only one hand free currently because the other is kind of holding on to the building along with your feet so you don't fall off it. You're about 15 feet in the air.
Would that give me visual?
You can see the top of it. Again, it's a 15-foot high creature. The wall is technically 20 feet high, but you're far enough back that, sure, I'll say that you can see the top of it. It's got partial cover against you. I won't tell you how much.
All right, well...
If you get even higher, like if you can get above the 20-foot mark, it won't have as much cover.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking of I thought it would take my whole turn, since I don't climb that efficiently. I'll just go up as high as I can, use my action to dash.
You can move another 15 feet, but it'll take another athletics check to keep moving, because this is you're climbing up something that's not meant to be climbed up.
Well, that's a 19, but it's a natural 20, minus 1.
Okay, so you're able to get basically to the top of the building. But it is exhausting for you.
Yeah.
You're breathing pretty heavy right now. But you can see the creature.
And I can't really do much else.
Cool. Commander. What do you want to do?
So there's nothing I can't see.
You see a very large wall of fire.
That's what I figured. Okay.
You see two of your friends are halfway in the fire, halfway out of the fire.
And you said it would take a full round to get to the building that Henri is around?
No, that's the... technically, Henri is on the opposite side of the wall of fire right now.
Ah.
He's If you think about it, he's on the other side of the creature than you are.
Okay. Is there any building that I could get a clear sight over this wall from?
You could try the temple. Again, it's not really meant to be climbed, so it would be kind of difficult. The general store is the one that Briar is behind, but it's about 100 feet away from you right now.
Oof,
the temple is only about 60, so.
Okay, I'll use my full movement and action to get to that temple.
Okay. And then climbing, you wouldn't be able to do this turn. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope, that's it.
All right, that brings us to Briar.
Alright, seeing all these people climb up the buildings, I'm going to do the same thing because I'm not creative.
Okay. The general store technically has a what do you call it? A thing on the front that catches the rain, so you can stand in front of the building. Sure. So theoretically, you could stand on that. That's only about 10 feet up. Or you can get on top of the building, which is 20 feet up. But the general store has more things to hold on to climb.
I'm going to go all the way to the
Okay.
top.
It'll be a strength athletics check.
Okay. Oh, geez. 18.
Okay, that's good enough. To get all the way to the top, you move at half speed when you're climbing. So it'll take both your action and your movement to get all the way to the top.
That's cool.
Okay. Then, yeah, you're able to get up.
Would I be able to use a bonus action to cast a cantrip?
Yes, if you have a cantrip that is a bonus action.
I don't think it is. Never mind.
Let's say I'm not aware of any bonus action cantrips.
It's usually like a class feature that lets you do sort of things like that.
I need that class feature. But that's it.
Unless you're a sorcerer.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What was I going to say? So that's Briar. That brings us to Argenta. You are currently engulfed in fire.
Is there space with him inside the circle?
Yeah. There's about 5 feet between the wall of fire and him.
Okay, I'm gonna run in at him.
Okay.
And at the brink, swing twice recklessly.
Okay.
So, good thing I did that. That's a 19 to hit.
All right. He again brings up that shield to just bash your block away. How many more hits of that does he have? Oh, he actually has quite a few.
And a 25 to hit.
25 definitely hits. So as he's blocking the first one, you come down with another attack.
He takes 11 bludgeoning.
So did you name him Henri too?
Concentration check, hopefully, maybe, possibly.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. That is a concentration spell. Well, you got a 17 on the die.
Okay, he's fine.
Yeah, I was. Anyway, so that was Argenta. Anything else you want to do?
No, I'm good.
Lillian, you are up. You see fire. And I see fire inside of you. And I see fire from this giant lava creature.
And I pulled out my shield when I did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can fly the building on the well.
Okay. again, the temple is going to be the closest building to where you are, but you were closer than the commander was to it, so you can get there with your movement. And then if you want to use your action, you can try to start climbing it.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Athletics check.
Seven.
So as you sit there trying to find purchase on this building that was not built to be climbed, you get nowhere.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm too lazy to
You get
fly.
you get a splinter. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No.
Okay. Vala, you are in fire.
So I'm going to look through the flames at this monster and just say to myself, your flames might be bright, but I hope hers are brighter. And I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Which is radiant damage. It must make a dexterity saving throw or take 2d8 radiant damage.
It's remarkably dexterous for how big it is. What's your spell save DC?
15.
Well, it got a 19. So as you sit there and you call down from the heavens this bolt of sacred flame, it strikes the ground near it, and it just kind of sneers at you.
Are you
Anything
gonna
else
run
wanna
out
do?
of the fire?
That's what to say. You are still in fire.
I am going to back out of the fire.
Okay, I gotta look at this real quick. Okay. Ends its term within. Okay, so it's different. All right. So yeah, you're gonna back out of the fire. How far away are you gonna go?
20 feet.
20 feet. Okay. So you get out, you pat your clothes down. You're starting to understand what those tents felt like. You now no longer can see the creature, though.
Okay.
So it's on the other side of the fire. Cool. That ends your turn. It is not particularly happy with you, Argenta, and
Yeah.
it turns one of its limbs into a long pointy thing and just starts stabbing at you. 21? Is that the right thing? Yeah, 21.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Okay, you take 7 piercing damage plus 7 fire damage.
Okay. I'm unconscious.
And unfortunately, since you are the only thing it sees right now, it tries to stab you again.
Okay.
That's definitely going to hit. Yeah, so
I failed 2 death saves.
hits you again. You fail 2 death saves.
Gotcha.
Henri, you watch as the creature stabs into Argenta. Argenta's eyes kind of roll back. She falls to the ground, and the creature, in sort of a blind rage, just stabs into Argenta again. You can see blood is just pouring out of Argenta onto the molten, craggy ground beneath her.
Yeah, nothing I can do about that. Sorry. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast the guy twice.
Okay.
I need to do math. 20, not natural.
Hits.
I'm just gonna go ahead and roll the second one now. 21.
Yep.
My
Both
D10s.
of those hit.
2d10 plus both hexes.
Oh wow, naming him Henri was the correct call. 9, 10, 11, 16, 21 total.
Holy shit. So you can see the molten form, it seems to be having a hard time keeping it together. You can see it's starting to drip off of itself now.
For your reference, Jody, it was 11 and then a 10 for concentration shenanigans.
Oh, I forgot about those. First one's good. The second one is a nat 1. Fire disappears. You guys now can all see Argenta sitting there, lying there, bleeding out as this creature has Argenta's blood on one of its limbs dripping from it.
Yeah, that's my turn, because that's the cleric that has the range spare the dying, not me. Okay. So that's my turn.
All right, Commander.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get 2 attacks at the obviously monster.
Okay.
First one is a 16 plus 9. That's 25.
Definitely hits.
Second one is a 15.
That one, he creates that shield again with his arm, deflects the bolt or the bullet.
Okay. So damage for the first one is going to be 13.
All right. You see more of its form starting to drip off, and you're starting to see the kind of skeletal structure of the creature underneath it. You can see little bits of whatever it is that this molten form is kind of clinging to, shining through and glinting with a metallic glint to it.
Alright. And I'm going to burn my action surge.
Okay.
And one last shot. And then a reload. Math. 18.
Deflects off the shield.
Alright. And then I just reload.
All right, Briar.
Alright. Not gonna be a dumbass this time. From my perch, I'm going to again cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
This is literally the only range thing I have. So that's 20, not natural.
Just barely hits. Roll damage. Oh shit, you still had a counterspell in there.
12.
How do you want to do this?
Yes.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that you rolled before I remembered he had a counterspell, he would have counterspelled you.
I'm gonna get up there, call myself a dumbass, and then just scream as I flail my arms and cast Chill Touch.
So you guys watch as Briar gets up there, the preacher gets up there, starts flailing her arms like she's imitating a bird of prey or something, just going, dumbass, dumbass, dumbass. And as she does this, you see this giant hand, ghostly hand, just go from her, doing the sign language for dumbass.
Yes.
Go, and as it pierces the thing, you watch it actually grabs onto something, and you watch more of this lava form just drip off of the creature, and you suddenly see it holding a very kind of simplified, almost wireframe looking metallic form in this necrotic hand, and it just squeezes. You watch this metallic form kind of crack, and then all of it falls to the ground.
Help your bleeding barbarian.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna make a beeline and
Well, when it's your turn, you can do that. However, it is currently Briar's turn. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm just gonna yell out to the group, next time somebody remind me I'm a sorcerer!
That's going to bring us to Argenta. I need a death save from you.
Oh, God.
I'm good.
Oh.
You made it?
I made one, yeah.
Okay. All right, that brings us to. I'm just gonna Lillian. Do you have anything you want to do? We're the only reason we're staying in initiative right now is Argenta is one roll away from being dead. So.
How far away
Because you didn't climb up, you could get there with a double move. He's about 45 feet away. If you'd been up, you would have had to worry about dropping down and everything.
If I do that,
Okay.
can I stabilize
Do you have a healer's kit on you?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna say you can rush over and try and just put pressure on the wound, which will give him advantage on his next death save.
I'll do that.
But you're still going to need to. In order to do that, I need you to roll me a medicine check
I'll
to make sure you're putting pressure on the right wound.
I'll die. So yeah.
So you come over there, and you're a bit overwhelmed. Argenta has a lot of holes in her. You're not sure the best place. Like, you can't really tell where the blood is coming from. There's so much of it. So you try and stop the bleeding as much as you can. You are unsuccessful in stopping it, though. It just keeps bleeding and bleeding. That ends your turn. We go to Vala.
Can I cast Vicious Mockery on Death?
No.
You can cast Vicious Mockery on Argenta.
No, please don't.
No. I will rush over and...
If you have an action, because you're close enough, if you have an action, you can stabilize him with a medicine check. It was the fact that Lillian didn't technically have a full action that she could only give him or give her advantage.
7?
Again, there's so much blood, and there's so many different things wrong that you can't figure out what to do to stop him from bleeding.
I'm just freaking out because I left her in there.
Yeah.
Since knowing I can't get to Argenta, is there any way I could donate my inspiration you gave me to Vala?
Yeah, you can always give inspiration from a bard sticks with the person. Inspiration from the DM you can give to someone else.
Okay, then I would like to give it to Vala.
Okay, so you had advantage on that last roll. Again,
No.
so much blood. So much blood. It's the creature's turn. The creature is gone. Henri, anything you want to do?
Well, I'm 90 feet away and on a building, so...
You can shoot him with... Because it's force damage, you can try to force the blood back into him.
Oh, no.
That is true. Just think on the bright
You can
side.
move your hex.
You can become a demon summon for later.
No, thank you.
I'll just move 60 feet closer, and
Okay, how are you getting down from the building? Is the question.
I'm just gonna jump.
All right, you're going to take 3d6 fall damage. It's 4,
He's good for it.
4, 4. Wow, that's 12 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground hard.
I'm gonna
He's
bother
good,
rolling
man.
concentration because out of combat. Then I'm just gonna move 60 feet closer and wish I was the Grave Domain Cleric so I could spare you, but I can't.
Okay. As that happens, since we're going to the top of the round now, you guys hear an incredibly loud sound from behind you. You see a man standing there holding a sword in one hand upside down. The sword itself is immaculate. You can see a ruby on the top of it. The hilt itself is black steel. The blade itself is this shining almost white, silverish blade. And the person standing there is wearing this dark black plate armor with silver accents and rubies studded in it every so often. He's not wearing a helmet currently, and you can see the long white locks that is traditional of the vampires that you guys are familiar with. There, in addition to the very, very pale skin. And he's holding his hand out. And you guys can see that the ground is still, looks like, you know, you're standing next to a volcano, and the sky is still scorched. And you can still see the remnants of where that creature tore through are kind of like sparking and fluctuating. Every so often, you'll see the rift reopen and close very, very quickly. And as he sits there, you see this just bolt of energy fly from his hand as he speaks a language none of you can understand. And sits there, and he brings his hand closer to him and closes his fist, and the rift closes, and the sky clears up, and you guys see the ground start to revert back to its old state. And that's where you can see just this massive pile of blood beneath Argenta. The ground itself is soaked in his blood. It's almost as if the lava ground had never been there. And as he says that, a woman comes forward and just points at Argenta and speaks. And you guys watch as Argenta just takes a deep breath. And you regain 9 hit points as the word of power starts to close your wounds. However, because of how close you came to death, I'm going to say you have 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay, that's fair.
And you guys can see Argenta is conscious but looks incredibly pale from the loss of blood. Her lips are actually blue from the fact that she was technically going into hypoxia from lack of blood as well. But she seems conscious and incredibly weak. And as you guys look, because of everything that had been going on, you hadn't noticed a large group of people showing up. And as you look closer, you can see the Henri, you would actually recognize and I'd say the commander would recognize this too, and Preach would as well. Anyone familiar with the vampire houses would recognize the crest of House Donjou on all these people's armor and things like that. And it's very obvious the man and the woman that came out ahead of what looks like a regiment of the Blood Guard are full-blood vampires.
I just kind of hold my hand out for Vala to help me up.
I
take it.
I make sure my hood is completely covering my markings on my
Okay.
face.
But I look at the woman and I give her a bow, and in Drowish, with the most respect I can, I say thank you.
Okay. She seems to ignore you. She looks at Preach and the commander, who are the only 2 people that are still up in buildings, and she says in common, "Get down here."
Oh,
Now.
I never made it up.
Oh, you never made it up. Oh, never mind. Then she looks at Preach specifically. "Get down here
Nah,
now."
I'm good, bloodsucker.
Perhaps you didn't hear me correctly.
I heard you fine.
Hold, please.
I don't think this is a time
I
where
have the
you.
wrong- I have the
you-
wrong book open.
Oh no.
No, I'm just gonna have you make a wisdom saving throw.
Bring it on. Natural 20.
Wow.
Oh, preacher.
And that was just a straight roll. That was not with advantage since you are not in combat with this person.
Right.
Okay. Damn. Then you are going to be in for a world of hurt in about 2 seconds here. Because you've just pissed off a vampire. Give me a couple seconds here.
Worth it if it means not submitting to the leech.
I don't
Also-
think that was wise.
Also, I kind of quickly try to hide and put away my gun.
Okay.
I mean, if your last words aren't epic, I can at least speak with your ghost to hear your last words.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen right now. Sorry about this.
Jody, sorry.
As she sits there and she focuses on you, you can feel her reaching into your mind. And you just kind of shake it off, being familiar with vampires and kind of what they do. And so she goes, "This is pointless. You, get her." And two men basically walk up the sides of the building and surround you. And as they get close to you, you hear her say a word that you've never heard before, and you every muscle in your body seizes instantly. And they pick you up, they toss you down, you take some falling damage. I don't know why I keep rolling fours with this thing. So that's 14 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground. You are shackled. Both your legs and your arms are shackled. You can go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. To get out of this.
20, not natural.
You are still stunned.
That's cheating.
It's a really high level, very powerful
You
person.
don't say.
I just
I
want
know-
everyone to note, I did not get down by my own choice. I was forced.
I know that you're against the vampires and all, but like, this is not the time.
The male vampire turns to the rest of the blood guard there and goes, "Shackle them all. We're taking them with us."
I throw my
I put my hand in front of Lillian and I'm just like, this is really not the time.
The vampire, the male vampire walks directly up to you, Liliane, and just kind of looks at you and goes, "Is it really worth your life?"
baby.
I just yell out, yes it is!
He, without looking, he says, "Someone gag her."
Can you buy me a drink first?
Which turns into, "Can you bow before?" Fine.
I'm gonna send a message to Commander and just be like, I'm gonna murder
You
somebody.
can't move at all. You can't cast spells.
Yeah.
I can
Liliane,
use a sorcerer point.
Lillian, he looks at you, and he still has his sword held backwards. So he flips it around, steps back a little bit, points it at you. He goes, "Fine. How does this sound?" Sticks the sword in the ground. "If using one of those blades, you can touch me, then you can come with us without being shackled. If
Why
not,
would I want to come with you at all?
you will be coming with us whether you want to or not. I am simply giving a warrior the option to show that he has value. Or you can choose to come with us willingly, and you don't have to worry about any repercussions. Behind him are roughly about 50 Blood Guard, which compared to the mercenaries you guys fought, whole different level.
In common, I'm just looking at Val, who I'm leaning on, and I'm just like, they're insane, aren't they?
I mean, they did save your life.
No, not them. I mean the people that are resisting them.
Exactly.
Hey, Jody.
He's
Does
Go ahead.
the gem on the bottom of his sword look familiar, like the one in the belts?
No, it's just
Okay.
you know for a fact vampires in general have a thing for just wealth and
Yeah.
opulence, so it's just a jeweled pommel. So he's put his sword in the ground, and he's taken about 10 feet back away from his sword, and he's just turned to the side and has kind of extended his hand towards you. Whenever you are ready.
I don't need your sword.
No, he put the sword in so that he can't defend himself with it. He wasn't
Oh.
expecting
Yeah.
you to pick up his sword.
Oh,
He
It's a
pointed to your swords.
oh.
Your sword.
No,
No, he's not gonna let you touch his sword. If you grab for his sword, bad things will happen. You're relatively certain, without him telling you this, if you touch his sword, bad things will happen.
I draw my sword.
Go ahead and make 2 attack rolls. You've got 2 attacks, right?
I close my eyes.
And just hear me under my breath. She's actually doing it.
Just popcorn appears.
Where was it 22? It was 12.
Okay. So you come in and you bring your sword up high and you start to swing with it, and you watch him move ever so slightly, and you can see that the original path of your blade was going to miss him entirely. So you twist it ever so slightly and thrust instead of slash down with it, and you nick his cheek with it. And then, full of courage from the fact that you've just hit him, you spin around to strike him and immediately feel like your head has just exploded as his armored elbow smacks into your temple, stopping your second attack from hitting. And you are staggered. You're having a hard time keeping yourself up. You start to feel your legs give out, and he comes over and just puts a hand on your back to steady you. until you kind of regain your feet. And he says, "That was impressive."
I wasn't trying to impress you.
What?
I wasn't trying to impress you.
I'm sorry. You're cutting in and out. Are you saying you want to try and attack him again or no?
No, I replied I wasn't trying to impress you.
Oh, okay. So he turns to his men. This one doesn't have to be bound. The rest do. Now. And they all come up. 3 of them come up to Argenta. Realize Argenta probably is not the most dangerous person in the party right now. And kind of get a stretcher kind of thing to put Argenta on and carry her off. While Vala, you see shackles coming out.
I just put out my wrists and keep my head down.
Henri, the same to you. You see them pull out
I have a
shackles.
question.
Sure.
Does putting on shackles count as an attack or a harmful spell?
Technically, no. Why?
Okay, because if they were undead and it was an attack, there's a saving throw, or they ignore me.
The Bloodguard are actually not undead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm...
Vampires don't hire vampires to do grunt work.
I already had my hands forward when Lillian jumped forward.
Okay. Preacher and Commander, they come up to you and kind of present. They don't take your arms. They present the shackles, waiting for you to basically put your arms in them.
Do they bring a cart for us to sit on? Is that what's going on?
No, they brought a stretcher for Argenta. You don't see a cart where you are right now.
Okay.
That's just because I lost so much blood.
Yeah, I figured
Argenta
that.
is mostly dead. They're looking for
I'm not-
Miracle Max.
I'm not even a good snack for either vampire right now.
No. So you have shackles presented before you.
I kind of want to try and set up to where I can easily get myself out of them if I need be. I'll put them in, put my wrist in, but I wanted to try and hold them in such a way that if I were to move my hand,
From your background,
yeah,
you recognize that these are not cheap shackles.
ah,
There
crap.
isn't a way to do that. Like these are the kind of things that you would have seen extremely dangerous people that these are the only people that would have ever been put in shackles like this where that you have seen. Like these are super, super high quality. Picking them is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Getting out of them is a nightmare. It's possible, but it's hard. So there isn't a way for you to really trick these particular types. They got the good stuff.
Okay, I'll put my wrists in.
The vampire goes over, picks up his sword, sheathes it. The woman and he have a brief conversation, too quiet for any of you guys to hear. And then turn to the Bloodguard and go, form ranks. And you see them get in the front. And
Were they whispering? Wait, were they whispering?
they were speaking very, very low, and you guys had been basically taken away from them so that you couldn't hear. Like the Bloodguard saw that they wanted to have a conversation and specifically moved you away from them.
So I couldn't read their lips?
Not unless you speak vampire.
I actually don't know if I do. I'm going to say I probably don't.
You don't. There is one person that speaks vampire, and it is not you. And it is not. It was not something they were taught. I'm not going to say that. I'm just. Vampires is a language that they keep hidden. It's different from Drow, and it's something that they only teach to other vampires. So you literally would have no way to learn it. Anyway, so they do that, and then they kind of get you guys all together as much as you can, and then he says, "Esmeralda, if you would be so kind." And she goes, "Yes, my love." And she holds her hands out, and you guys feel intense magic all around you. And you see the ground start to shake a little bit, and you see these lines start to appear on the ground. And eventually you see the largest summoning circle you have ever seen in your life. Large enough to fit 50 of them, plus all you guys, plus the 2 vampires. And suddenly you feel as though your heads are being kind of like sucked through a vacuum. And you're going through. Those of you that have experienced teleportation before, it's a familiar experience to you. But it's never an incredibly pleasant one. And suddenly you guys are in a building that you've never seen before. The architecture itself has kind of a Gothic feel to it. You can see you're in what looks almost like an auditorium almost, or something like that. You see windows. The roof is about 35 feet high. You can see windows about 25 feet up. You see a large set of double doors at the other side, and then there's various doors going out of the building you're in, and everything is built of carved stone and things like that. And you can see this kind of gray light coming in through the windows. And the male vampire turns to his men and goes, "Take them down to the dungeon. I will interrogate them myself." And the Bloodguard go, "Of course, Your Grace." And you are all taken, and the female vampire goes, "Wait, that one. Take him to the closest healer and have tend to his wounds. Wounds, sorry, Argenta. Tend to wounds. She may not last the night without some help." And the male goes, "Good point. Yes, take that one to be healed, the rest to the dungeons." And you were all kind of taken through a door. You watch as Argenta is taken another direction. And as you all get in there, you were all put in different cells. You guys are just kind of left there waiting. You do have enough time now for a short rest if any of you guys want to do anything with that.
I do, but I assume they took all our stuff.
They took your weapons.
Okay, so I have my prayer book. That's all that matters.
They wouldn't have taken your holy symbol. But seeing it, they would have bound your hands in a way to make any somatic aspects of spellcasting impossible. They basically tie your fingers together.
That's fine, as long as I can read.
Am I unstunned?
Yeah. Power word stun. You would have eventually made the save. But you were still bound and gagged. Like, they didn't bother taking anything off. They just took your weapons off you as well.
I start throwing like a basic toddler temper tantrum. Trying to get the gag out of my mouth.
Rolling around like an egg, going.
Lillian, you're the only one that's not actually put into a cell. You're put into a room that has a chair, a table, but the door itself isn't locked. The door's actually left open because there's guards and everything there. So you're kind of in a waiting room type place, and you still have your weapons. Again, he seemed remarkably impressed that you were able to do anything. So, again, you guys have a short rest.
Do we add Constitution to our hit die rolls?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Oh.
So go ahead and heal up if you want. Argenta, you don't need to use heal dice. You are healed.
Okay, so I'm full.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm still exhausted because I'm replenishing my blood right now.
Yeah. You're basically in kind of like a medical ward, and they've chained you to the bed. Your arms and legs are basically shackled to the bed.
That's fair.
Knowing I can't use my hands, I'm just going to start reciting the prayer from my prayer book in Dwarvish, since I have it memorized at this point.
Okay. So Henri starts speaking a language I don't think any of the rest of you guys speak. It's very guttural, but beyond that, you guys can't. Or actually, no. If I'm going to be 100% honest, if you've ever heard Gaelic spoken compared to the Scottish accent, which is a very guttural accent, Gaelic is remarkably smooth. But it's still spoken a lot in the back of the throat, and that's what I imagine Dwarvish to be, is Gaelic.
If I was there, I could understand it, but I'm not. So.
Well, you're technically all in the same rooms, so
I'm
you're in
in
one big room, and you're separated by bars, basically.
No,
but you're
you're
in a different place, yeah.
Yeah.
So, unless any of you speak Dwarvish, you can't tell Henri's doing anything other than he's saying stuff. Sounds weird. So a few hours pass, and it's pushing now 4 or 5 hours that you guys have been down there, and nothing has happened. And suddenly, 2 Bloodguard appear, and they bring in a human that a few of you would probably recognize, the human wearing traditional tabard of Valakovia. And he comes over and kind of looks over all of you and stops on Briar and goes, "This one." You have caused diplomatic issues for the final time, preacher.
Diplomatic immunity.
And he turns to the blood guards and says, "I need a room with this one now." And they go, "Yes, Your Grace." And they pick you up roughly, Briar, and they shove you into a room and shut the door opposite Lillian. And you watch them sit there and wave their hands, and you see kind of a modified version of a silence spell go into effect so no one can hear what's happening in the room. Briar, we will have a conversation through Facebook to tell you exactly what happens in that because I don't want to try and whisper this entire thing to you.
Okay.
So that'll happen later.
Oh boy,
Oh,
Briar's dead.
And yeah,
So dead.
while that's happening, the vampire comes back down and questions the rest of you. Lillian, you're brought out to be in the room so that you guys are all in this room together with the rest of you guys still in cells and Lillian just kind of standing there. And he goes, "What were you doing in that town?" One
still-
of you answer me before I take the information by force.
I mean, I'll stop my dwarvish and say, would you believe I was just passing through?
No, I would not, outcast.
I thought I'd give it a shot.
We know who you are. What we don't know is why you were all there. So I am going to ask you one more time. What were you doing in that village?
I mean, I can't speak for everyone here. I was hired to help out the town.
Help it do what?
To
Why
defend
were they
themselves.
attempting to summon that creature?
Oh no, that wasn't us. That was some guy named Mordecai.
And he
Think was
seems
his name?
puzzled. What were you protecting the town from if it was not that creature?
Just
you're kind of too.
a bunch of mercenaries, at least what I signed on for.
What
I didn't figure it was whether you're him. Maybe not you, but whether you're kind.
I've spoken with the heads of the other houses. No vampires sanctioned any action against that town.
Oh, someone did be
Which-
the guy was craving.
Are you
it.
attempting to say that I am being untruthful?
No, she is not. We knew that the vampires would not sanction this, that whoever was acting had false documents
Documents
name-
for what? We
for
are speaking
ownership
of
of the town.
something.
They said that
Start
you're
from the beginning.
kind. You're kind created the way to hold that way. He was so noble.
Where was this noble from?
Was out of character really quick, DM. Was Bryn was the only one who technically heard and saw the names, but she relayed the names to us?
She did.
Okay. I mean, I'll just drop the name. I'll be like, some noble by the name of Kynan really wanted that land.
And he was from, I'm not here, but House Merovingian, just to remind you guys, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not
he
dropping
would've-
that knowledge.
He goes, the name Kynan belongs to many. It means nothing. You could have pulled it out of thin air.
He claims to be to have his station about Merovingian.
We will get to the bottom of this. If what you say is true, then you have nothing to fear. You are protecting citizens of this country from people acting illegally. If what we find does not line up with your story, you will be executed with impunity.
I'll give him a quick description of where their camp was that they were using, that we were annoying them at.
We found the camp. It was burned to cinders. I sincerely doubt they did that.
And for reference, there's a human noble too. I'm not there, but you guys know that.
I feel like Kynan was the human noble.
Yeah.
Kynan was
No.
not the human noble.
Oh,
I think Mordecai was the hired
Mordecai
mercenary.
was the mercenary leader. Kynan was the person that was pulling the strings, and then there was a noble. The noble was the one that had the deeds and everything. Kynan was the man behind the curtain. If any of you took notes and might have written down the noble's name, that might help your place right now. Because
That was
even
the
minor
only
nobles will have, the name will have enough weight that they can figure out who they are.
I wrote down Abigail, Lord Kynan, and Mordecai.
Jesus.
Everything but the name you need.
I type it.
If anyone wants to roll.
Lord Venonquest.
Okay, so you guys would know that. Argenta can't say that because she's not here.
Yeah.
But you guys would know that name. You're
Lord
right.
Venequest.
And where is this Lord Venomquest from?
Thought it was Merovingian.
Yeah, like I said, he had a document that showed he had a statement of Merovingian. I'm assuming that where he was from.
Fine.
Even if what you say is true, I would think he was claiming to have a statement of how he was.
Fine. I will investigate this further.
You should also. There was a woman in the town named Abigail. She was the one who approached us and hired
The
us.
town has been taken care of. The
Good.
fires have been put out. The tavern was unsalvageable. The rest of the buildings, though damaged, seem to be as intact as can be possible after what happened. I will investigate this further. You will stay here. Again, if there's anything else you want to tell me, you should tell me now. For if I find it out later, I will not be pleased.
I mean, the mercenary that he hired, I don't know if when he fell, he kind of poofed and then the creature appeared, so I don't know if he was responsible for it or who was, but we were as shocked as everybody.
They also, we overheard them saying that they were operating under a timetable. They were trying to take over control of the town. We were never able to find out why they were doing that. But I believe they said they needed it within, I think it would be 2 weeks now.
Fine. I will look into it. I will have food sent down. Do not make trouble. Right now, we do not currently consider you dangerous or needing of any extreme measures to ensure your compliance. Do not allow our perception of you to change. It will not end in your favor. Do you understand?
Of course, yes.
And he swirls his big cape behind him, goes back up. I am going to try something I have never tried before because we still have a little bit of time here. I have the ability to whisper through video chat, which means I will be muted for everybody except for one player. I'm going to try an experiment first to see if it works. And then I'm going to have a conversation with Preach so that we can kind of get through that. So this is just a test. Right now you all should be able to hear me.
Yes.
And now the only person that should be able to hear me
Nope.
is
That's not
Brian.
weird at all, by the way.
Just
All right.
white
Hi,
screen,
Jody.
So you can hear me? Cool.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can
Yeah,
hear you too.
And we were all able to hear Preach.
Yeah.
but not you.
Okay. So you could hear Preach, but you couldn't hear me. Preach, if you put your put your mouse over my picture, you should see in the upper right-hand corner of my picture there should be a chat bubble, and everybody else should
isn't.
go white.
All I'm getting is the volume bar.
Do you see it now?
No.
Okay. Well, to make this work the way I want it to, guys, you can actually mute Preacher on your own. Just put the volume to mute, and I will tell you when to unmute her. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, it
Also,
was
if you
fun. I'll miss you.
While I have her on whisper, it doesn't actually mute you guys. So if you could mute yourselves,
Alrighty.
Fine.
or rather, I can mute you so you can still talk to each other. But I don't want to have you guys interrupting this. So
It's been fun. I'll re-roll a cleric, guys.
all right, Briar.
Yes.
You're taken to this room. You are familiar with this spell. It has been used many, many times before. It basically makes a room soundproof. Whatever happens inside the room, you can hear each other. No one outside the room can hear you, and divination spells cannot penetrate the room.
Okay.
So there is a man standing there wearing wearing Valakovian colors, and as soon as the door is closed, he goes, "Briar, what in the hell have you done?"
What do you mean?
We sent you here to prevent them from gaining access to the town, not to summon a lava beast.
Okay. We tried to stop them. We tried to jeopardize their camp.
Who is we? We did not send a team. We did not send a group. We sent our best operative into where she is supposed to be, almost invisible.
Okay.
And yet here you are
So
in the dungeons of House Donjo.
I assessed the situation, and it was far worse than what we had thought. And I realized that I was not going to be able to do this alone. So I sought out the commander, because I know that he's the second best after me. And he already had a team.
You have made this very, very messy.
I realize that, but there is something bigger going on here. The people that we thought were in charge of this are not in charge of this. They're puppets.
I need names. This was your entire purpose here. You are a spy. This is what you do.
So the three big names were Mordecai, who's dead,
We're familiar
Lord-
with Mordecai.
and then the big one is Lord Venenquest.
He's a minor noble. He's nothing.
He's
He-
parading as a minor noble.
He is a real person. He has titled lands. He lives in the city outside House Merovingian. He is annoying, but his family has lost almost all of its wealth. He's about
he
to
has
lose
nothing
his
to
noble
lose.
status.
So he has nothing to lose. So what better way to gain all of it than to come up with this massive scheme to steal land?
But he doesn't have the resources to do that. He
He
has
hired
nothing.
them. He hired them, and I'm sure he promised them something because he had mercenaries like a freaking army.
He didn't have the money for that. I'm telling you, the family is noble only in name.
Well, then he might be working with somebody else, but
I need names.
I
You
don't
can't tell
have it
me
yet.
that that's all you know. Some venom quests and a mercenary captain who apparently is dead now.
And then there was Kynan.
And
But
he is...
There's more to this story. There's more. And I know I was supposed to do this quietly, but the town was too far gone by the time I got there.
I have never understood how you could have the ear of the most powerful man in the country. I've never understood the king's inkling towards you. It has never made sense. And now, finally, you've gone too far. You're done.
I'm not.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying. The kingdom of Alakovia is going to tell the Sanguine that you were here specifically to undermine their authority and the authority of the vampires. We are going to show them the various times that you've been in Sanguinius and the things that you have done without showing our hand in it at all. You are being burned. And when they are done with you, we will never have to deal with you again. You screwed up, Preach. Screwed up bad. All you had to do was keep this quiet. And now the vampires know about it? Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if all of Fenrish knows what you did.
And what exactly did I do?
Goodbye, Preach.
What are you blaming me for? Summoning the lava demon? That wasn't me.
And you feel him wave his hand, and the spell ends. He pounds on the door, goes, "I'm finished. Lock her up again." And they come back in, gag you. They never took the shackles off of you. All right, everyone, can you hear me? You can unmute
Yep.
yourselves.
I can
Yes,
hear.
I hear you.
You
Yep,
see
but-
the man that went in there pound on the door, and he says, "I'm done with her. Lock her back up." And he walks away. Preach looks as angry coming out as she did when she went in. She's still gagged. She's spitting and doing all those lovely things that Preach likes to do.
Hearing nothing but dwarvish prayers that haven't stopped.
Eventually, I just stop and lay there in like complete stillness and silence.
I'm chained to a bed, whistling, kind of bored.
By this point, you probably would have been brought down because you're fully healed now,
Yeah.
and shoved in your own cell. You get there right as Preach is coming out of the room. So you guys see Argenta. Anything you want to say? You guys are now basically alone. They don't have any guards in here anymore because you're all locked in rooms. Lilianne, you've been locked in a cell now too. You still have your weapons, but they've locked you in a cell just to make it easier to ensure that you don't leave.
I hear Henri speaking Dwarvish as I'm going through. I can understand him, so.
It's a prayer. It's a weird prayer. Like you're not. I don't know how familiar you are with Dwarvish prayers, but it's a weird one that you never heard before.
Okay. And this,
But it's
I
a
kind
prayer.
Yeah. I kind of shrug as I sit down in my cell, and I'm just like, well, they healed me.
That's good. We told them everything, at least everything we knew. It appears the vampires did not sanction Lord
Venom Quest.
Venom Quest.
So the so
I believe them. If they had
Yeah,
if they had sanctioned it, we'd be dead right now.
Yes, it doesn't matter if you believe them or not, if you believe their army or not. She just kind of grins.
I stop my prayer and say, I don't know, I kind of like him. He's the first one to not run and scream.
they were so right?
What did you say?
They were so right?
Yes. So you guys traveled a pretty significant distance. Like this is probably because you guys know roughly where Donjo is. It's a few weeks away from Dorme.
There's so many
Are the cells the cells that we are in? Are they just completely plain with no bed, or is there at least something to sit on?
You have a bed. You have a chamber pot.
At least one of those is useful for me.
They're standard prison cells. There's a chair in each one of them as well, or a stool basically.
I'll pretty much just take whatever I can of the bedding to cover the bars for when I do need to use the chamber pot to have some privacy.
Argenta just kind of lays down on the bed because she is exhausted still.
So nothing happens for the rest of the night. You guys do get a full rest. Is there anything you guys want to do before going to sleep for the night?
I'll call Because how is Preach like what 2 cells down? I'm guessing. How many cells down?
A couple cells down.
Yeah. I'll call out to Preacher. Hey, Preacher, you still bound? 1 grunt for yes, 2 grunts for no.
Silence.
Breach, if you want to try and get out of the gag because of your background, it'd be a sleight of hand check.
I'll try to get out.
Okay, make me a sleight of hand check.
Come back. Having difficulties. Sleight of hand. 16.
That's enough. You kind of, using your tongue and the bars and your shoulders and stuff like that, you're able to finally get, because all it was just a cloth that was tied in to keep you from speaking clearly. And so you've finally been able to ungag yourself.
Okay. Still not talking.
Look, I know they don't just sit there and do whatever it is that they just did with magic for nothing, especially with the Valkovian. What if it's bad, just let us know.
It just is what it is.
In Fenrish, we respect the mighty. Those two seem pretty mighty. That's all I say before I start falling asleep.
Would I know how many people died during the battle?
To be perfectly honest, because of everything that happened, you don't know.
But I know some probably did.
You're actually not sure. When you were fighting Mordecai, the army was focusing on the buildings, not the people, so you didn't see any people die during the fight with Mordecai. Once the lava beast appeared, you lost all sense of where everyone else was except for your party. And then the vampires came in, and yeah, that was the end of it. So you actually, up until Mordecai died and the rift formed, you were you guys actually hadn't taken any losses as of yet.
I just pray for the dark lady for any of us out there.
Okay.
The silence is for myself.
Okay. Anybody else?
And say, well, everyone's sleeping. I'm just going to, in my head, not out loud because I know they sleep, try to relay the situation I'm in to my master.
Okay, that was actually going to be the next thing I was going to do. Guys, if you want to mute Henri for a moment here, I'm going to whisper to him. And this happens during the night. What is it, my pupil?
Not sure if you're aware. Currently held prisoner. Would I know where I was based on recognizing the symbol?
Yeah, you know you're in House Donjo.
Somewhere in House Donjo. Not sure what's gonna happen.
Why
Help?
did you allow yourself to be taken prisoner?
50 to 1 against 1. Odds weren't in my favor.
I am very disappointed in you, Henri. I have given you my gift, and you have squandered it. You are now in the belly of the enemy. And
Well-
you want me to simply save you. Like I am some sort of servant you can just call upon whenever you're in trouble. I gave you very specific instructions. Do you remember them?
I do. And they kind of just came upon us. Well, me, while I was there.
I have use of you. As useless as you seem right now, I see potential. My plans are not yet ready to be sprung, and I'm not quite ready to lose a very useful tool. But understand this. You are a tool. That is what you are, and that is what you will always be. When a tool is no longer useful, it is disposed of. Do we have an understanding?
Just kind of, well, I guess mental sigh. Yeah.
Wait for my sign. You will know it. Get out of House Danjo.
Well, I'll try. Kind of shackled in a jail.
North of the city, you will find a very large forest. In that forest, there is a tree with my mark on it. Go 40 paces west of that tree, 70 paces north. And there you will find one of my circles, so that you may return to me, and I may give you your next assignment.
Really quick, you said 40 west, 70 north?
40 west, 70 north.
Okay.
These people you are with, do you trust them?
All but one.
They are not to the point where they can know of our relationship. But they can be useful to me as well. When you see my sign, bring them with you. But do not bring them to the teleportation circle, and do not bring them to my lair.
Alrighty.
Things have been set in motion. They have accelerated my plan.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about a giant fiery demon that just appeared out of the fabric of space?
You will be given information when it is useful to you for my plan, and not a moment sooner. Do we understand?
Yes.
Good. Then rest. It is going to be an ordeal getting out of Donju. And with that, your senses kind of become more aware again, and you're back where you were before. You didn't really go anywhere, but you know that the conversation has ended.
Alrighty.
All right, everyone. You can unmute yourselves and unmute Henri. I like this whisper feature.
Makes it easier for you, I know.
So, day turns to night. Night turns to morning. You guys all wake up in the morning, and that is where we are going to end it for today. I hope you guys had a good time. Some crazy stuff went on. Some pretty revealing things that the audience know that the rest of the party does not know as of yet. I hope you guys had fun, and if you do want to see the rest of this campaign or my other campaign that I run, I have it all on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/TrainerJody. I also have a series that I've been doing where I talk about the mechanics and everything of the different classes. I've just finished the Rogue from D&D 5th Edition. I did a Rogue overview, and then I just recently did an explanation of the subclasses, where I talk about how it's designed and how to play it effectively, and a little bit of kind of the intent behind the class and things like that. So feel free to check that stuff out on my YouTube channel. Again, it's youtube.com/TrainerJody. You follow me on Twitter. I'm at TrainerJody there. I'm TrainerJody everywhere. I have an Instagram that I never post to, but if you want to follow me there, you can do that too, to follow nothing. Otherwise, that's all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.